Hello, brothers and sisters of land. Welcome to my page. Right? What's the words, baby? My page is about common sense. It's about Zaza knows. It's about yeah. I don't want to know that. Hello, brothers and sisters of land. Welcome to my page. My page is about common sense, research, and nobility, and reason. Okay, but I'm not going to change it. Hello, brothers and sisters. Lion Dog, welcome to my page. My page is about common sense. I try to get to the nitty-gritty, down to the nitty-gritty, under 10 minutes. And if it goes over 10 minutes, that means it's something very important I say. But everything I say is fucking important. If you have any comments, suggestions, or roast fest insults, or, you put it down below. Okay, comments, suggestions, or insults, or roast. You put it down below, okay? Or suggestions. Hey, motherfucker. Turn that shit down when I'm talking. No, use your headsets, you dumb bodge. You acting hard of hearing. You should know me by now. Now, okay, my video is about comedy and research, and I am no fucking joke, okay? I am the real McCoy, and a little bit about my history. I'm a schizoid, so I hear special voices. I hear the Holy Spirit. I have slept with multiple women and seen pussy side by side, and motherfuckers don't believe me, but I don't care. I have degrees in psychology, architectural drafting, and design. I am a counselor. I'm a relationship counselor. I help people all across the fucking world. All right? They already know I'm not mentally ill, okay? Because a schizoid does not mean you're mentally ill, you fuckers, okay? I argue with her all the time. It's because someone's mentally ill. That doesn't mean that they're mentally ill. There's a lot of motherfuckers out there are mentally ill, especially if you believe in Jesus or some shit, okay? Or some sort of God, or woozy type shit, okay? You got to be paranoid. You got to be knowledgeable and open about all sorts of things. But now I'm on to the subject. If I can't make you laugh at least about one time, my video is about comedy, okay? Common sense and research. I do a couple fact checking and research on multiple different sites, and I go to the top sites, and if you ask me a question, where do you get your sources from? I'm not going to really answer you because they're not lies. You should do it yourself, and you'll find the answers yourself, okay? You can make up your own opinions about things. I don't talk about opinions. If I say if it's an opinion, it's going to be an opinion. All right? Now, okay. I'm like a robot. Now, okay. This video is going to be about, now on to the subject, but I digress. Okay. Oh yeah, one last thing. When I say brothers and sisters of light and dark, those people who are in the light, they're blinded. Okay. Those people are the very regular humans. They want to stay here, and they love this planet, okay? It's a beautiful nightmare. Yes, it is, okay? Your souls is being devoured. We're in hell right now. And then also those in the dark, those who know the Rosicrucian order, those who do the Gnostic faith, and also who do have the knowledge, but they have to keep it secret, or you end up being an X-Man or a fucking mutant like myself, okay, or some shit like that, right? You don't want to be the X-Man. You don't want the X-Man to be real life. You got to hide yourself, all right? But I digress here. Let's go into the subject here. Now, as I was scheming through the YouTube, there's always something to talk about. But I told you, most of the time when you got intellectuals on the internet, they're very monotone. I'm not one of those individuals. I'm an intellectual who has a peak of charisma, okay? Right? You see my face? You see my animated? I'm not afraid to show my face, okay? Right? Because I'm ready for the roast, motherfucker. Somebody talk about my bald head. Somebody talking about my mole, okay? That's why it says comedy, right? Right. There you go. Okay, now, as I was skimming through the internet, I've come across the Man Cave Boys. Now, I don't think I made a video on it, but I'm going to give you my researched and knowledgeable psychological algorithm of understanding of it, okay? All right? Okay. Now, as I said before, previously in my past videos, about the 60% of virgins versus only 30% of the fucking virgins, female virgins of the world. Okay, yeah, I do hours of studying. You see my eyes? You think I ain't get no studying? I'm real. I'm the real McCoy. I'm not a robot. I'm not a doppelganger. All right? Okay? There are 60% of men out there who have never touched a piece of pussy in their life. I've encountered them so much in my life. So much. Versus only 30%. I've encountered two versions in America, actually. I told you in the past before that when man goes overseas, the chances of finding a virgin goes up dramatically. Respectability goes up dramatically when he leaves the West. Okay, so we got that out of the way. Woozy. You see my mask? You see my mask? You've been cursed. You curse me, you curse yourself twice, but the curse, I accept all sorts of curses and swears. But you gotta understand, I have a hex on me. It's a reflective hex, like the fucking Final Fantasy. Right? I play Final Fantasy, motherfuckers. Yeah, that shit is off the chain. Now, okay, as I said before, there are far more men who are virgins, okay, even though there are 2 women to 1 man, or 2.5 women to 1 man by fact, right? So you have to understand, wait a minute, where do you get these stats from? You say you use common sense, motherfuckers. You know, part of the 60% of the men, about half of those men are either, I'm going to take a little bit of notes here. Like I said before, I ain't going to remember everything. They're either gamers, car nuts, gun nuts, collectors, okay, they're philosophers and old wise kings of old, maybe because they didn't have a great father for this. So they're stuck in a room. I was one of those cave boys. I was a cave boy, but I wasn't a man when I was like 16, 15 years old because I had nothing to do, okay? I had to go to school, but I didn't like school because I was eccentric, okay? Right? So these kids, these guys, these boys, predominantly boys, grow up either being attached to something to keep themselves from being a thug. Whoa. And as I said before, if there's 60% of men who are the virgins who have a hard time with women, definitely, they either have to be reasonably not unattractive, but average looking, okay? Versus the 40% of men who do get the play, because I was one of the 40% of the men, but I still consider myself more than 60% of the men, because I didn't fuck the pussies. I use dildos, okay? I tell women all the time, I'm packing with my book bag. I'm one of those guys, I'm eccentric. I say, I don't want to touch that shit. That's dirty down there, right? I know most of you guys are sips and shit, especially if you're going MGTOW or whatever like that. Simps are just people who are desperate, who don't know how to find a way. They can't use other measures to use sexuality rather than just using their penis. Okay? That's a simp. Okay? But on the other hand, you got women, 70% of the women who have not had a father figure, just like the 60% of the men, but it goes differently. It works differently. An average looking female can still be a part of the 70% because they don't have problems with men. You could, and most of the time, they could be partially, overweight, okay? But, okay, let me go down the list here. So I'm going to compare these things to say to you women, this message is really for y'all women. I wish there was a page for women, women going their own way or some shit like that, but that's not possible. Women don't usually go their own way because they already been screwed. They already lost their virginity. They're part of the 70%ers. There's no way turning them back. Most women got to go to the chondro muscle workout type shit, because they've been fucking too much, okay? One woman could fuck at least 20 men in their life, while a 70% of whore of Babylon can fuck at least about 20 men in their life and try to settle down, or at least have a couple kids. But a man who is a 60%er, who's a virgin, he ain't probably touched a piece of pussy in his life, but he touched a whole lot of video games, right? He probably sticky as fuck, right? They probably sticky as fuck. Gun nuts, okay, car nuts, okay, they're all on the, a patriotic male side, dominated. This whole country, the whole entire world is dominated by intellectual, one of those sides, philosophy, technology, psychology, all of those things are dominated by men, predominantly men, goddammit women. You are not equals to men. You got to get that feminism out of your head. You read your Bible, it tells you you're not equal to men. Okay, now there's some women, like I said before, there's some women who are basically, they can get up there. They can keep up physical with them. But majority of the time, okay, overall, I'm talking about overall, statistically speaking, you are not equal to a man. There will be no wars against the sexes. It will be no wars because you know who will win. Just like whites and blacks. You know who will win. Duh. Okay, duh. Races are different too. Right? Now but I digress here. Now, since I explained that to you, let me go down my notes here. You can look at my little bald head. I'd rather have a bald head when I approach up with the women because they think I look funny, right? Okay, see the psychology behind that? They still let me see their pussy and they suck my balls and dick. Yeah, I say shit around my wife. You think I'm afraid around my wife? Why would I be afraid around my wife? When I'm funnier than you, motherfucker. I'm just gonna go over 10 minutes here. Let me go down my notes here. So y'all women, who you think is more suitable? You think the gamer boy, the man cave boys are more suitable than the thugs? What do you think? Let's talk about facts here. Okay. Let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Because I can tell all the good times and the bad times. What? How can I compare those apples and oranges to you? Would you rather have a man who's strong enough to stay to your son while he's playing games? Okay, see, you see the negativity, you know, both of them are negative in a sense, but a thug will not be around because of his penis, okay? He don't have time to be fucking talking to you when all he wants is a piece of pussy. While a gamer boy, he wants a piece of pussy at the right time, because every fucking guy wants some pussy. Okay, you get that point out. Every guy wants some fucking pussy. Okay, so if you know 90% of the men out there are watching porn, 90% of the men are fucking out there playing video games, gun nuts, or probably thugs are trying to sell some drugs to make themselves happy, to buy themselves a fucking pair of shoes, or buy themselves some fucking weed, right? Who do you think is more suitable? The man-child, motherfucker, the man-child, you stupid bitch. If you can get yourself a man-child, then you are set. You are correct. Unless he's a small motherfucker, I would not settle for that shit. Okay, the Chinese motherfuckers jump off bridges up in the fucking country because probably that. Wait. They jump off the Chinese. They jump off the bridges. They commit suicide. Men are the number one killers of themselves. Statistics show this. Okay, if statistics shows that the men are killing themselves, then you already know that there needs to be more love in the world. You need to keep your legs closed and stop creating bastard children so they can fuck up societies. Right? So you find a man-child. Because I see on the videos on the YouTube that these guys are looking down upon these men who play games or who are gamer nuts, or they could be attached to something. They're number 5, chaotic. Yeah, I know about the numerology, baby. You know, you don't think I have degrees. You don't believe me. You don't believe me because of the way I look. Okay? Because most of y'all bastards are biased. But it's okay. I listen to MGTOW too. I listen to all sorts of crazy shit. I see everything. Okay? I see shits in the back of my head as big as my peanut head is, right? Right? But I'm funnier than you. Okay, now let's go down the list here. So if you find a man, you train his ass somehow. If he's playing his fucking games, you know that man ain't going nowhere. That's the whole key. But you ain't got a right to cheat, though. Okay, you ain't got a right to treat. That means that you are one of the more mature ones. You should be playing games with him at least. If you got kids, you already know that CYS is going to take them if you don't take care of your children, right? And that guy already should have enough knowledge to get off of his game anyway, because most guys who are gamer or gamer nuts, they're very meticulous about shit. They're very meticulous. They're not going to be selfish or unthoughtful, ungrateful. I used to be a man cave boy when I was a kid, okay? But, you know, boys, guys who are just basically 18 or 19, they're always will still be boys, okay, until they get a certain age or they get certain substance. They get a car and they get their own place. Like me, I got my shit early. I got my shit like when I was 22 or some shit. And I was kicking bitches out. I said, I'm playing my game. You want to play a game with me, baby? She don't want to play a game. What do you want to do? You better sit there like a motherfucker or read a book. Because I'll talk to you that way. Because you need to be talked to that way. Because I'm playing my game. I'm keeping my mind focused. I'm not out there in the streets. I'm not fucking smoking no cigars. I'm not fucking smoking no crack. Okay. Some people might say, I look like I smoke crack. No, you see how muscular I am? You want to suck my dick. Okay. You see how sometimes I don't eat. Okay. I don't eat for health reasons. I take my shits. I take my medications and shit when it's necessary. I'm smarter than most of y'all motherfuckers out there. It's sad. The sick people are actually smarter than the average motherfuckers who basically, it's the whole world's fucking backwards. It's twisted, okay? You understand? Now let me go down the list, but I digress here. There are priorities in your life, y'all guys who are, if y'all women are listening to this, I'm talking to the man-child, the man cave boys who basically need a love in their life so they can keep themselves out of the fucking cave. But that's what keeps them in the cave because they have nothing interesting to actually pursue, okay, right? But instead, most of you, 70% of women will go towards the 40% of thugs out there who's just pretty boys, okay? Just pretty boys. They have no substance, and they're not going to talk to you about family, okay? I've already been in the shoes of the fucking 40%ers. It's far too easy for me because I got personality. Okay, let's see, okay? As I mentioned before, 60% of those average-looking men, like you ever seen the movie called The 4-Year-Old Virgin, okay, they're getting up in age, okay? And by the time they get up to an age, they will not want to keep playing games for the rest of their life. They're going to, you know, now there's different types of fucking 60% who are overweight. I say to all of y'all guys who are basically overweight, you got to get yourself together. Or talk to another roly-poly just like your fucking self, okay? You know, you can't talk to a thin chick. Okay, because she really, deep down inside, she don't like you, right? She don't like you, okay? Because you're fat, and if you're fat, you're most likely to have one of these. Right, my love? Fat people have a little small penises. Huh? She's pregnant. She says she's pregnant, and I don't know who she's pregnant by. I got life insurance policy. No, I don't. I'm just fucking around. It's a disclaimer, baby. Now, okay. I'm going to 20 minutes, okay? Now, if you want to compare apples to oranges, 70% of the women out there who are whores of Babylon, who already lost their virginity, versus the 60% of men who never had a piece of pussy or even touched a piece of pussy. Oh, common sense. You do your fucking research. Okay, and then you got the homosexuals. See, the growing number of 60% of men may eventually end up getting incarcerated or getting in trouble, but it's really not them. It's the 40% who are the homosexuals. Because the thing is that women look at beauty. They look at that's a shallow part of a woman. While men don't look at beauty as much. Okay? Men are not as shallow as women are, by fact. Women are definitely more narcissistic, okay? So the word narcissistic shouldn't even come into play psychologically on the internet, because a narcissistic is a narcissistic karma dharma bitch. And karma will definitely come back to the bitch instead of the male, because the male is already suffering, especially if he's average looking. Duh. Okay. Yeah, I told you, I take classes of psychology, and I got clients myself right now. I hook people up in relationships. I am an expert in relationship counseling. More than those other motherfucking monotone motherfuckers on the internet. Right? Now, I digress here. So how is 70% of the women who already lost their virginity, okay, the elasticness, I said elasticness, not elastic C, because I'm a funny motherfucker, right? How is that little motherfucking hole can be expanded, okay? Because what happens is that when the 70% women get with those, and they already have kids too, on top of that, and they smoke and drink, and some of them are this thick or obese, they get with these 60%, they sip, because a lot of 60% of men are sip because they're desperate, okay? They're desperate, especially Asian men. The smaller the man is, the more desperate they become, psychologically speaking, okay? So when they get with these men, they basically try to squeeze their pussy hole, okay? And try their best to keep the man. But over time, that man is not going to feel nothing. He's going to know the difference. He's going to analyze that shit like an algorithm in the pussy hole, okay? There's a lot of niggas who's 40%ers who's becoming the simps. Niggas are becoming simps. They start to eat ass. There's niggas, when I hear a nigga say they eat ass, that nigga ain't no nigga no more. He ain't no nigga no more to me. Stay the fuck away from me, you shitty ass niggas. Because you already chocolate a fuck enough. Alright? Now, so you can't compare apples to oranges. The 70% of women are used and busted, while the 60% of the men who are virgins are not used and busted. They just have something to do, okay? So you don't look down on them, you train them. Just like I saw a video on a YouTube saying how to train a woman. It's so fucking easy to do that if you have personality. And as I said before, I'm talking to your man cave boys. You know, become a Renaissance man. Don't just focus too much, because I have a couple of my friends who are in their cave. They don't want to come outside, okay, you know what I'm saying, because they're depressed and lonely, and that's the real reason why there's such thing as called man-boy caves. You can reward it all you want, okay? Man cave boys versus thugs, okay? And this message is for y'all women, so you can understand the difference between society and the statistical facts, okay? Okay, so you know homosexuals have more AIDS, right? And they're more leaning towards the white people. And then it's the black people who becoming gay. And some of them 60% are going towards the 40%, so they get fucked up the ass. But that's a whole nother subject together. They've been fucked, okay? And you don't want to fuck with one of the 60% of guys who jumped on the boat wagon of the 40% of the guys who basically turned gay. And they like their pants sag. They're ignorant as hell, but they gay. They gay. They gay, honeys. And you get along, women get along with gays very well. Very fucking well. It's sad. No true queen should be getting along with no gays, because they're not fucking normal, okay? Peace and love to you, brothers and sisters of Light and Dark. Please understand everything I say. You know, take care of your children, y'all man cave boys. And realizing that there's other things to life. You can play basketball, because I try to get my boy Chuck to be playing games with me outside. He don't want to go in the sun, because that's fucked up, man. That's fucked up. You got to come outside. You got to move around, be active, especially if you're overweight. And y'all women, you're pathetic. You're fucking pathetic. Get your ass, do something with men, okay? Do something with men, okay? If men are playing the games, if men are playing the comic books, you better get yourself in one of them fields and departments so you can have something in common, right? Duh, because he's in the house, right? You don't want a thug who's hustling out and motherfucking doing dope on the corner, right? And he ain't taking care of his child, and this child may end up become a dope dealer because he ain't in the house. Okay, I'm pretty sure 200%. If that child goes downstairs and see that man playing the game, that child gonna be curious. That's why I only want boys. Girls, they bleed. You gotta buy pads for girls. Tell them the fucking truth, you motherfuckers. So now, that's all I wanted to say. I said everything I wanted to say. Your priorities is there, okay? You get all the facts right now. This is called Man Cave Boys. Peace and love to you, brothers and sisters of land. Welcome to my page. Have a nice fucking day. Peace. And oh yeah, y'all people who don't really know me, you better watch my older videos because I'm getting tired of people saying shit that they don't even know nothing about me. And I made so many videos. It's just fucking pathetic. Okay? You ask me what my degrees are. I say you don't really need to go to school for the degree. Okay, you can read about the shit. Okay, and then they shut their mouths. Okay, peace.